Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back. Today is November 28th, 2025, and this is your post-Thanksgiving edition of the Friday planning video. Now, I want to start today with something simple. Thank you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for the conversations we've shared this year. Thank you for inviting me into your financial lives, your goals, your hopes, your families, the transitions you're navigating, and the futures you're building. It continues to be the privilege of my professional life. Now, as we head into the final 5 weeks of the year, I want you to know something up front. Every Friday between now and December 31st will be dedicated to helping you finish the year strong. One topic at a time, one checklist at a time with a clear goal, making sure nothing important falls through the cracks. If today feels a little like easing back into things after Turkey, that's intentional. This is the moment in the calendar when the pace starts to quicken, and I want you to feel ahead of it, not swept up by it. So today, let's talk about the first installment of your year-end financial planning checklist for 2025. Next Friday, we'll handle more. Now take a breath. Let's walk through this together. Let's start with your big picture. What changed in 2025? Thanksgiving weekend is the perfect time to pause and ask that question. It anchors every financial plan. What changed this year? Life changes or planning changes, sometimes small, sometimes big, but always meaningful. Did you change jobs? Did you add a new family member? Have a child move out, move back in, or start their first job? Experience a health change? Begin caring for a parent? Buy or sell a home? Receive equity compensation or a bonus that was bigger or smaller than expected? Go through a marriage, divorce, or major family transition? These shifts aren't just life events, they ripple into retirement planning, tax planning, insurance needs, and estate planning. And yes, we'll go through all of these with you. But today, just pause and acknowledge what was different about 2025. It sets the stage for everything that follows. Let's move into taxes. The clock is ticking. First and foremost, you all know it by now, but this is not personal tax advice. That is to stand alone from your tax advisor. This is just another tool to talk to them and bring them into a larger conversation with myself and possibly even the legal advisor. This is the time of year when tax planning moves from that's a good idea territory into the we should get this done territory. The last quarter is where tax savings either happen or they don't. Let's hit the main items. Now review your withholdings and estimated taxes. Did your income change? Did bonuses, commissions, RSUs, or side gig income come in higher than expected? If withholding is off, you still have time to fix it before December 31st. And it is almost always better to adjust now rather than deal with the penalties later. This is a quick thing we can review, but I recommend you shoot off an email or call to your tax advisor first. Let's talk about what runs Rebecca's life these days, required minimum distributions, the RMDs. If you're of RMD age or you have an inherited IRA, let's get this done early. The penalty for not taking an RMD remains steep, 25% of the amount you should have taken. That's a completely unnecessary donation to the IRS. You should recall that the way we look at RMDs is changing, and due to the Secure Act 2.0, the need to manage the size and tax classification of those retirement accounts. To jog your memory, minimum is not always the best answer anymore. We take the minimum to avoid the penalties. We consider doing more as tax planning. And if you're planning a qualified charitable distribution from your IRA that can also satisfy your RMD and create tax efficiency, more on that in video number 2. But here's the big one. Even though it may be hard this year, again, let's review your opportunities for tax loss harvesting. It isn't about timing the market. It's about using the tools available to you. Some clients will benefit from harvesting losses, some from harvesting gains. Yes, that is a thing, and yes, it can be smart, but you never want to get tangled in the wash sale rules. So before we decide to sell anything for tax reasons, let's talk about it. We'll walk through it together. Now, another big one, retirement contributions, maxing them out and catching up. You want to be sure your retirement contributions line up with your goals and your tax situation. Think about your 401k or Roth 401k, traditional or Roth IRA, SEP or simple plans for those business owners, HSA contributions. Now, a few notes about this as we enter December. Are you on track to max out your retirement plan? Not everyone should max it out, but everyone should intentionally choose their contribution amount. If your income changed this year or you changed jobs, your contribution path might have changed without you noticing. What about catch-up contributions? If you're 50 or older, don't forget you may be eligible to contribute more. And in 2025, if you're between 60 and 63, the super catch-up for workplace plans increases. This can be a powerful move, especially in years where your income is higher. Let's touch on Roth conversions. Do they make sense this year? This will have to have its own video, a full section on this for a good reason. Roth conversions increase taxes now, reduce taxes later. They do create long-term tax flexibility And in many cases, they remove RMD from the equation. In the future, the question is not, should I do one? The real question is, should I do one this year? And that depends on your marginal tax bracket, your retirement timeline, your cash flow, the upcoming tax changes for 2026 and how they may affect you. That's something we'll watch also. Your charitable giving strategy. We'll evaluate it, then put your information in front of your tax advisor for some decisions. As always, they should have the full tax picture. HSA and FSA check-in. And HSA is still one of the most powerful accounts in financial planning. Triple tax advantage, long-term growth, and flexibility after age 65. On the other side, this is also the time to review your FSA balances. Flexible spending accounts often operate on a use it or lose it basis. Check what you've spent, what you still need, and what's eligible, and what deadlines apply. A few dollars left unused in the FSA isn't the end of the world, but a few hundred, a few thousand, that's avoidable. Let's start on the idea of charitable giving. As Roth conversions, this may need its own video. We've touched on it many times. I will dedicate more to this next week, but for today, I want to plant a seed. If you plan to give this year, make the gift early. Charities get overwhelmed in December, and if a donation doesn't settle by December 31st, it doesn't count for this year. And if you're thinking about appreciated securities or bunching strategies or donor advised funds or even QCDs from your IRA, we'll talk through each of those next Friday. But since we're talking about qualified charitable distributions, please note that those and donor advised funds, that they're due to the timing and the 12/31 due date. Any plan that is started after December 5th, next Friday, we will do the best we can, but we can't be sure it'll settle in time. Please let us know ASAP if you want to do this. Education and family planning. The end of this year is also a perfect time to review 529 contributions, education savings goals, whether your children or grandchildren had changes in the education needs, whether gifts to family makes sense this year. Even modest 529 contributions grow meaningfully over time. And remember the annual gift exclusion, $19,000 per person in 2025. This is powerful, tax-efficient wealth transfer tool, but it needs to be used before December 31st. So let's review the first installment of the review of your December plan, and we'll talk about what happens next. Here's what you can expect from me as we move towards year end. Today, you're getting your first installment. Next Friday, the next installment, including charitable giving, gifting strategies, and estate planning. Following weeks, more lists, including investment housekeeping, preparing for 2026 tax law changes, behavioral reminders to help you make good decisions, the don't forget list that always saves someone from an unnecessary headache, and a few real life examples to help bring it all together. This is the time of year when my conversations with clients often get even more meaningful. We catch the little things, the things that matter, but don't always make it to the top of the inbox. And as always, if you feel behind, please don't. You're not behind. You're right on time. Just take the first step and then the next. We'll handle the rest together. If you want a guide and a checklist based on these videos, please email me or Rebecca and we'll send it your way. Thank you again for your trust, your partnership, and the privilege of walking down this road with you. We'll continue building on this in next week's video. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend, and I'll see you Monday for the Monday market update and next Friday for more of the review. Have a great weekend and keep planning.